This is a story about two neighbors who share a river basin but not much else. They do everything they can to stay on the opposite sides of the border. But here's the thing. The river doesn't care about borders. It flows into both their countries, and that's just one of their many shared rivers. In 2025, India and Pakistan will have to renegotiate the terms of sharing these waters. So how will this play out? We made a short film exploring the future of India-Pakistan relations. We imagined a 2025 where both countries had built massive desalination plants to turn the salty ocean water into fresh water. That story is different from today's. Today we are going back to basics. We are looking at what happens in 2025 when India and Pakistan must renegotiate the Indus Waters Treaty. It was signed way back in 1960. At the time, both countries were in dire need of water. There were droughts in Punjab and Sindh, and the World Bank realized that India and Pakistan could sort of help each other out by sharing river water. This is how the Indus Waters Treaty was born. The Indus River originates near Tibet. It flows through Kashmir into Pakistan and then out to the Arabian Sea. Along its length, it feeds 6 major tributaries. India has full access to the 3 eastern ones, Sutlej, Beas, and Ravi. Pakistan has access to the 3 western ones, Indus, Jhelum, and Chenab. In 2025, both countries will have to decide how much of the Indus water they want to keep for themselves and how much they want to share. But there's a twist. In the last 60 years, the climate has changed. There's more evaporation, more drought, more demand. India is growing more thirsty crops like sugarcane. Pakistan has 22 million more people to feed. Plus, the glaciers in the Hindu Kush Himalayas are melting, releasing even more water into the system. How will India and Pakistan deal with all this? Well, here's what we can expect in 2025. More infrastructure, more droughts, more meltwater, and more governance. In other words, more of everything. Here's why. India and Pakistan will build more infrastructure. They'll complete ongoing projects like the $10 billion Pakistan Stream project, or India's $850 million Kalpasar project. Both aim to regulate water flow, but these projects will have regional impacts. They'll affect local water tables, local ecosystems. There will be winners and losers. And here's why there will be more droughts. The Indian farmer depends on the monsoon. Without rain, his fields will wither. He'll have to switch to less water-intensive crops, or maybe even sell his farm and move to the city. Here's why there will be more meltwater. The Hindu Kush Himalayas have more than 50,000 glaciers. They're called the Third Pole because they hold the largest reservoir of fresh water after the North Pole and Antarctica. As these glaciers melt, the water will flow into the Indus River. And finally, here's why there will be more governance. India and Pakistan already share data on the Indus River. They exchange information on water levels, on rainfall, on temperatures. But this information is not always accurate or complete. Sometimes India accuses Pakistan of providing incomplete data. Sometimes Pakistan accuses India of reporting fabricated data. This will change in 2025. By the year 2025, both countries will be forced to be more transparent, more accountable. They will have to accept international oversight. So in 2025, India and Pakistan will renegotiate the terms of the Indus Water Treaty. Will it be a sticking point in their relationship? Will it affect overall ties? Or will both countries realize that water is too precious a resource to be wasted on conflicts? You know what they say, water is life. But in this region, water can also be a source of livelihood, food security, energy, and most importantly, peace. There are 4 pathways to this peace: cooperation, modernization, transparent monitoring, and community resilience.